freshman here at OSU OKC, majoring in veterinary technology, and this is what education means to me. Perhaps there is no better time to reflect on what education means to me than during a time in our state marked by turbulence and division. Nearly 6 short months ago, we witnessed a battle that will be etched in our minds and rightly added to textbooks as part of Oklahoma's history. I saw it on television and I read about it in the papers. Some of my peers were even present at the rallies that took place not more than 10 miles from this very campus. Over the course of 9 days, teachers were outside of the classroom, fighting for funds for some very basic needs. It took 9 days worth of miles being marched. Their cries echoed throughout the walls of the state capitol, and signs were raised that read such things as, "We will not be silent," and "Fund our future," for there to be any real response from state officials. This response, though, was one where reasonable requests were met with resistance, as only 25% of the funds called for were provided. Now that the rallies have concluded, we must view the results as merely a stepping stone towards the lofty but achievable goal of reversing deep budget cuts that have dug in since the Great Recession. As Cindy Gate, a teacher at Marshall Elementary School in Tulsa, remarked shortly following the conclusion of the rallies, just because the Capitol is not filled with 30,000 teachers does not mean that this fight is over. As I stood in witness to this fight, I could not help but feel anything less than a need to reflect on how my own education impacts me. During all this, I was finishing out my senior year at the Academy of Classical Christian Studies based in Midtown. Although my classes went on just as normal, there was a gnawing abnormality found in our weekly routine. Every Friday around noon, my small high school of about 40 kids and teachers would make the short drive to Thelma Parks Elementary School to visit with and teach science to a diverse group of 3rd graders. I had the privilege each week to partner with 2 beautiful girls, Shamari and Amani. Whether it was physical science, earth science, or biology, my goal for each day was to impart my knowledge of concepts to these 2 bright girls who wouldn't have the opportunity otherwise because of the state of their school, underfunded and understaffed. Over the course of the years spent with them, my growth as both a person as well as a student became realized. I wish to approach all of my classes with the same childlike curiosity and enthusiasm I saw in their own eyes when we built and flew kites or dissected flowers. For the first time in what was too long, I was reminded of how fortunate I am to have the background in education that I do. I feel that I have been equipped with the potential for success in any field that I desire. But can they say the same? I don't know. This uncertainty saddens me, but in another respect, it enrages me. Because quality education has shown itself to be another unfulfilled promise on the behalf of our lawmakers. To see not just my girls, but the entire student body of Thelma Parks Elementary School attend school at an institution that already seems to set them up for failure is a deep-rooted problem that is at its core a matter of values within our country. Many Americans view education as a right, but seldom do we see the fruits of labor produced from anyone other than the privileged few. This phenomenon is certainly not something that is glossed over in our society, but it does, however, fly below the radar until a large movement like that of the teacher rallies takes place. We snap to attention at a time when the problems in our system are far too ingrained. Partnering with the same school from kindergarten to my senior year imbued me with a sense of comfort in that I knew where I was to be until I graduated. My teachers loved where they were because they felt unbridled support and appreciation from parents and students alike. Becoming aware of the conditions that left Thelma Parks, schools like Thelma Parks drop for funds, caused me to realize how fleeting quality education is when the teachers and their needs are not being met. In much the same way as I further my education here at OSU OKC, I aim to be just as appreciative and just as mindful of the professors' efforts who care about my success. Part of my choice of college was a matter of practicality, as all large investments are. But I must not forget how I got here in the first place. The value of education has been enforced by my parents and those who play a big part in my life. I view education as a privilege because it has shown itself to me to be as such around every corner. In my mind, my time here in college should be no different. It is an opportunity not to be squandered, and a value that I have every intention of passing along to my own children. Thank you for listening.